Hey guys, Crafting It Up in Creations, Janet here, coming at you with a DIY today. I'm going to create something using those fabulous succulents and the picks that I've been able to find at Dollar Tree and Family Dollar this year. I've got one of the pink metal buckets that you can hang outside. I had decided that maybe I would not use this to put an actual plant in because it is metal, of course, and I don't think it would hold water very well. So I'm going to take and put in some of the foam in the bottom of it and build it up and add some succulents to it just to kind of decorate it. They had two other colors. I think they had a blue and a green. And here are some of the succulent picks that I found. This actually came from Family Dollar, but they have several of these. Even at the Dollar Tree, they have some that are in the little pots, and I'm going to actually be adding a few of those as well here in just a little while. But they have so many to choose from. They sell these at Michael's and even at Walmart, but they're a lot more expensive. They're $2 to $3 a piece. So I'm kind of just showing a lot of the different ones. And I wanted to mix and match some of the colors just to kind of make it colorful. I picked up this oil warmer at the Dollar Tree. They are super cute. They're ceramic. And I'm going to use these as well. And then they also had the tart warmer too, where you can put the tart in the top and put your little tea light in the back of it. And I'm going to build that up as well. So I'm going to stack these on themselves, just kind of upside down, just to make it two-tiered. So I'm laid out all my materials. You're going to need a hot glue gun, some hot glue sticks, and then whatever you choose to put your succulents into. And of course, some of the craft foam. So I'm going to kind of just drop the glue down into the bucket. And I just put a generous amount. And it doesn't really matter what the craft foam looks like going in there. I had a spare piece that I've cut some off of. And I put those down in there. It's actually two separate pieces. But I'm going to kind of build it up so that my succulents stick out the top. Give it some good firm pressure to hold that in there. And then I'm going to add some more glue on top of this. And then add another piece of foam right to that. And as you can see, it's well worn, but it's going to work and nobody's going to see it. You're also going to need some of the floral moss. You can get it at Dollar Tree. They have the Spanish moss, floral moss, reindeer moss, a lot of different ones to choose from. I think my favorite is the reindeer moss. Now on the top I did use a round one. And it's a little bit better looking than the rest, and just mainly so that I can stick my succulent picks down into it. And like I was saying, the reindeer moss is kind of my favorite just because it's more green looking than some of the others. It just depends on what look you're going for. So some of these picks, they're really hard to cut, even with wire cutter, so I just chose to stick some of these right down into the foam. And some of them I'm going to let them set up a little higher, and some I'm going to kind of push down into the foam as well. And I kind of play around a little with, exactly where that I want to stick these to. And I've got a pair of wire cutters, and like I say, these don't cut very well. I kind of had to cut through part of it and then break it off as well. And if you bend it back and forth, it will break. But they're really thick, which actually is just a good idea because it just means they're sturdy. And so I'm kind of positioning the purple one where I want it. And I think I take that back out of there because I want to lay all the moss down and then re-stick them in there. And I do kind of like that. Now this was $9.99 at Michael's. They're just some smaller succulents, but you get a bunch. The original one looked just as filled up as this one does. And it had two different sets on it. And I just kind of used some of the smaller ones as fillers. Now you can get these a lot of times that brand is on sale at Michael's almost every other week right now with the succulents on them. So it's usually at least 40% off. And then if it's regular price and you have a coupon, you can pay $5 for that big set of them. So here's a few more that I actually got from the Dollar Tree. I had a hard time finding them at first at the Dollar Tree. Now I can find them just about everywhere. Not so much the picks, but at least the ones in the little pots. So I've taken that purple one out of there again. And I'm all over the place with the camera, as you can see. I apologize. Another one of the picks. If they have that bluish label, they're from Family Dollar. It's kind of like those are hanging on. The ones from the Dollar Tree actually have like a sticker wrapped around them. So this one come out of one of the little pots. And some of these are really super cute. I'm just in love with the succulents, and I definitely do better with things that aren't live. Now, I did buy some live succulents, and those are still living right now, but I have had 2 die on me, but I have heard that they are hard to keep alive. But out of the ones that I've gotten, so far so good. So I'm going to get out the reindeer moss. This is from the Dollar Tree. You get a good bit in there, so I'm kind of just already thrown some in there that I had left over from another package. And I'm going to turn my camera back around here in just a little bit. I'm kind of just giving an eyeball view of this. And I've stuck all the moss down in there. I've restuck some of the succulents down in there. Kind of crowded them all together pretty good. I really like the look of this. Kind of stuck the reindeer moss in the sides so that you can't see down in the bucket. And here it is, me holding it up by the hanger. And I'm going to hang it on my back porch and show you what that will look like. So here it is out in the beautiful sunshine. The trees aren't bloomed yet back behind my house, so you can actually see the mountainscape, and it's really pretty back there. So back to what I was going to do with the oil warmer. I'm just going to glue these two together, upside down and right side up, to make it kind of set up. And I'm just kind of going through and picking some of the little smaller ones to put out of the holes. And some of the bigger ones, I don't know if I'm going to use them or not, but I'm going to try to stick them in the bigger holes that are in it. This little blue one is not as big as the white one, so it was a little bit trickier to decide, placement and what all I was going to actually put in there. And I kind of think this looks like some of them that you would have outside in those terracotta pots. And I kind of like that look. So I'm going to cut off the tags. You can see it says oil warmer. And these are $1. They're at the Dollar Tree. And I'm going to set those right on top of each other. And I use the hot glue gun, I guess the high temp, and it sticks really well. I haven't had an issue with this yet, but if you wanted to, you could definitely put the E6000 on first and then kind of around the edges with the hot glue, and you've got a really good permanent hold for that. So make sure you stick it right down where you want it to, because that bottom edge is made for the glue because it's pretty rough. And so I kind of play around with the placement of them, and I'm trying not to get in the way of the camera. As you can see, I've kind of got everything sitting in the background. I'm showing how good these are stuck together. And maybe where I'll stick some of these. On some of them, like this one, it's just a little bit too much on the succulent itself, so I actually take off the bottom layer. And you can keep this and use it for anything else, or even add it to another one to kind of make another one fluffier. But I took that one out and then put it in there, and I thought that was actually perfect because it kind of covered up the hole and everything. off part of that. And I'm actually going to stick it inside some of the floral foam so that I can put the glue on the floral foam and then put it in there easier. And that way it'll kind of hold it in place. And I can even put my fingers down in some of those holes to kind of hold it in place as well up at the top. And you'll see me do that as well. And I'll just hold it there just for a few seconds until that glue sets. And so I noticed that I can kind of see that floral foam in there. So later on, I'll end up adding some moss to the inside of that too. So I pick another one of the little succulents that are from the Michaels tray of them. I want to say that that's Green Market. If I'm wrong, I'll put a description down below. Put a little hot glue on the side, and I'm actually going to hold that there onto the side of the oil warmer until it has a good stick. And I kind of start adding in some others, and some of the others I cut, just a few pieces off of some of the succulents on those as well, just so that they'll fit in there really good, and it still makes them look pretty fluffy. I guess fluffy is a good word to describe them. But there's some of the hot glue on there, and I'm going to kind of hang it to the top. And of course you got to watch, because if you get that hot glue on you, you will burn yourself, because I'm using the high temp gun. I put some in the bottom and put another one that's in there. Oh, I'm out of focus. There we go. I'll kind of hold that there until that sticks. And my plan is to put this one in my bathroom. Kind of like on the mirrors that are in there. We haven't redone our bathroom yet, so it's kind of like a 60s theme in there. There's blue tile and everything, and I think it's going to be a couple years before we end up gutting out that bathroom. We're thinking new roof first, so I think I might do a nautical theme in there with just the fact that it's blue, and it just makes me think beach. So I play around with this one, and I decide that I'm going to stick it down into that floral foam too. And it's small enough that I think it doesn't look too awkward coming out of there, but like I say, it just makes me think of those ones that you can grow outside, where they grow out of the pots with the openings in the side. I stuck down some of the reindeer moss in the top. I'm going to kind of make it look so you don't see just the floral foam in there if you do happen to look in it. Just to kind of finish it off. And I think this looks pretty good. I don't want to put too much in it more. So I do put a little bit on top, put a little bit of the foam on top. I'm going to trim it around there because some of it's just hanging out. So I decided to give it a little haircut. Put a few of the other smaller succulents on top. And I'm going to leave some of those holes open. I think I ended up accidentally dropping one of the little smaller succulents down into one of those holes. But I figure, at least if you look in there, you'll see it. And I guess this is my side view. So I didn't use that part. I just went ahead and left that out. And that just made that look a lot better, a lot less stuffed in there in some ways. I'm just going to kind of go all the way around the edge. Show. And I really like this blue. They had some other ones. I think they have like a brown one that's in the same oil warmer. And they're really pretty too. But, some of those little openings look like little hearts, and it's got just a really pretty design on it. So next I'm going to go to the white ones. I'm going to put a generous amount of hot glue on the bottom of that. And I don't want them right on top of each other with those holes again, so I kind of offset it to the side. And I'm going to hold that down just for a few seconds just to kind of get it good and secure. And And I really like these white ones. They've come out with some colored ones now, but they're still white on the bottom. So you would have to still watch on the lip of them, you know, to see, you know, maybe if you would be able to see where, you know, you're connecting them together if you're going to put them upside down like this. I haven't tried them, but I think that might be the issue. But they have some really pretty colors out now. So I take the succulent and I take some of those rocks with the moss on them. I can't find these at every Dollar Tree. I think only one Dollar Tree I've been to, I've seen them. But I'm going to use it to put in there and then put the glue and hold it in there for just a few seconds again so that it'll stick. And this is a nice big red one. This is one that came out of the little pots that the Dollar Tree had. So I automatically stick another one of the moss covered balls into the pot, and I went ahead and glued this one first. And I had a little bit of a hard time getting this stuck in there, so I cut this off just as far as I think that I'll need to put it in there. And then I just stick my scissors down in there and kind of put a hole into that so it has somewhere to go in there. And I'm going to stick just a little bit of hot glue on that just to reinforce it again, just so it'll stay in there really well. And I'm not going to do a whole lot to this one. I think it looks really elegant, you know, kind of just like it is. And I can leave the top uncovered so that, you know, if I want to add something to this, I'm going to set this one at my kitchen sink. You know, if I want to add a little bar of soap on it, that I can. But I think it really comes, you know, just really elegant looking. So anyways, if you like these type of videos, give me a thumbs up if you want to, if you really liked it. Let me get to 400 likes. Hit subscribe. And if you hit the bell beside it, that'll notify you anytime that I, you know, upload a new video. Thanks so much for watching, guys. Y'all have a great day.